The infinite scroll has trained viewers to expect constant novelty, forcing them to decide whether to stay or skip in seconds. This retention graph shows a sharp decline the moment auditory narration aligns perfectly with visual elements on the screen. We call this cognitive redundancy. When eyes and ears process identical data, the brain conserves energy by tuning out. To prevent this drop-off, creators need a strict mathematical blueprint of visual constraints designed to mirror the production standards of a premium documentary. Capturing attention requires moving past the simple delivery of facts and adopting a rigid set of cinematic rules to manage the viewer's focus. The foundation of this blueprint is the timing of the cut. The camera angle, lighting, or composition must change every 3 to 5 seconds. This schematic depicts the orienting response, where sudden shifts in stimuli reset the brain's internal timer for paying attention.
As the timer remains at its peak, continuous motions like orbits and push-ins prevent the viewer's eyes from finding a static resting point. Because a still image allows the viewer's focus to drift, static shots are explicitly forbidden within the system. Varying the depth of field adds a layer of visual complexity, creating a three-dimensional environment that requires the eye to stay active. Relentless visual variation activates specific sensory responses, ensuring the brain remains focused on the screen rather than drifting into a state of boredom. Beyond the timing of the cuts, the blueprint mandates that physical locations are never used more than once. Placing information in a rainy street, a bustling cafe, or a mirror room establishes an emotional tone before a single word is spoken. This visualization demonstrates contextual framing, showing how the dimensions of a space alter the perceived impact of identical data points. Presenting a concept in a tense office versus a quiet library forces the audience to unconsciously reinterpret the weight of that information. Changing locations provides more than just variety. It serves as a tool to adjust the viewer's emotional state without adding length to the script. To maintain a connection to these environments, we use stylized characters with expressive eyes as the primary emotional anchors for the data. A character shifting their weight or breaking eye contact communicates internal stress more effectively than a line graph tracking cortisol levels. This is subtextual translation, the process of taking an abstract psychological fact and turning it into a recognizable physical human reaction. By requiring the visuals to act out the subtext, the audience feels the logic of the argument instead of simply hearing a list of facts. Once a script is filtered through these rules of pacing and spatial variety, the presentation moves from static information to cinematic storytelling. Contrast this cinematic output with a static slideshow, and the data reveals a significant increase in the amount of information viewers actually retain. These mathematical constraints ensure every narrated line expands the argument visually, instead of simply repeating. Mastering these restrictive visual rules ensures that dense information is felt as much as it is understood, allowing the logic of the story to drive the viewer's curiosity.